of a man prosecutors say was planning an attack on the UW campus with dangerous chemicals is still up in the air.
31-year-old Brian Campbell was scheduled to be sentenced today. Instead, his defense is arguing Campbell's plea agreement was breached by the state. Our Madeline O'Neill tells us what the judge had to say.
Campbell was supposed to learn his future here at the courthouse today. Instead, a judge decided at a motion hearing whether prosecutors went too far in their arguments before sentencing.
The objection you filed on behalf of the defendant to the state sentencing memorandum.
A day before sentencing, Brian Campbell's defense filed an objection arguing that prosecutors breached his plea agreement in their sentencing memorandum. That memorandum from the state argues Campbell held a grudge against UW-Madison after being banned from campus and was planning an attack with explosives made from chemicals and items found in his apartment. Campbell's attorney says that went above and beyond the facts in the case, including when the state compared Campbell to domestic terrorists.
It seems to me that this entire case started out initially as an enormous overreaction because there was so much fear for what might have been going on, and that the state has been unable to come to terms with the factual information that exists in that regard.
Prosecutors say any inferences were rooted in facts.
It's evident to me that the defense does not want me to talk about the facts in this case that reflect negatively on the defendant. I don't blame them for that. The defense attorney is the defendant's advocate. But I have a right to talk about those facts just as much as the defense has a right to talk about the facts that reflect positively on the defendant.
The judge did ask Campbell if he'd like to withdraw from the plea agreement, which he and his attorney declined. But she did side with prosecutors, agreeing to keep the state's sentencing memorandum on the record.
I think it would be fair to characterize some of the state's arguments in that respect as speculative or hyperbolic, but I do see those as argument.
Prosecutors say they plan to ask that Campbell go to prison for 3 years. That's the maximum he can, according to his plea agreement. They're also asking for 8 years extended supervision. We'll find out what happens on May 13th when his sentencing hearing is rescheduled. Reporting in Madison, Madeline O'Neill, News 3 Now.